I'm joined now by well-known music director Manoj Muntashir, who wrote some of the music, wrote some of the lyrics to songs in Sushant Singh Rajput's biggest, most successful film, M S Dhoni, The Untold Story. I'm also joined by Varkha Chulani, who is a well-known psychologist. Welcome to you both. Manoj, I want to come to you first. An absolutely terrible, terrible day, Manoj. I can't imagine how those who knew Sushant must be feeling. To many of us who've watched his rise as a young star, it feels personal. I cannot imagine how it feels to those who knew him, were friends with him, and worked with him, Manoj.
4 years back, when I was writing songs for M S Dhoni, The Untold Story, and Sushant was very actively participating in the music. He was someone who was very fond of music, and he was very, very involved in all his projects. So I never knew. I mean, that is the worst nightmare you can think of. That those songs which I wrote, which took him to success, which become great hits, Kaun Tujhe Yun Pyar Karega, Besabriyan, Jab Tak, all those songs. I have been watching television and I'm heartbroken to see the same songs being played over his dead body. For someone like me, I don't think that, this is the worst that could have happened to me. And the problem is that Sushant, I completely agree with what just Sikandar said. We are not talking about a weak person. We are talking about a strong man, and that is the problem. He's someone who started from Patna, एक छोटे से शहर से निकल के. He was a backup dancer in lots of these award shows. I remember him receiving the awards in the same award shows where he once used to be a backup dancer, walking the same red carpets, giving the same victory speeches. My God, where he came from and look at the heights he reached. So we are talking about a very strong person. The problem is that even a strong person can be vulnerable. But we as a society totally fail to understand this minor thing. What happens that we see weak people, we see people who are subdued, we see people who are just in a lower state of the society. So we have got lots of sympathies for them. Very good. You must have sympathies for them. But that doesn't mean that someone who is successful, someone who has arrived, cannot be heartbroken, cannot be depressed. Please take a look at them also. They also deserve your attention as a society. And Sushant was such a terrific actor, and that was the problem. Because when I keep thinking more and more about him, I realized that the basic problem was that he was a great actor. I was just going through your channel only, and I'm seeing lots of testimonies where people are saying that he was a very strong person and he was a very happy-go-lucky person, very jovial person. In fact, there must have been inconsistencies to that theory. So he must have been heartbroken. He must have his sad parts. But he was such a great actor that he never let them out on his face. Nobody could read, nobody could gaze that, my God, this man is going through so much of problems from within. So for once, I'm sad that he was a great actor. I really wish he was not a great actor. Then at least somebody could have caught it. And this corona
Manoj,
thing,
I want to ask. Yes, go ahead.
Please. I was just saying that I do not know where this thing is going to end. What happened? Because I was just hearing some reports that he also tried calling his father. Ki Papa, aap Mumbai aa jao kuch dinon ke liye. And because of the lockdown, because of the lack of transport and all these things that have been happening in our country, so his father couldn't come to see him. That was a cry for help. So had his father actually visited him, ho sakta hai aaj kahani kuch aur hoti. He just needed somebody to talk to. But look at the misfortune. Look at where we are standing. And the problem is, this is another issue, that these people who have seen glitz and glamour and success and paparazzi and everything, when cornered, when they do not find people around them, when there is no hue and cry, when there is no shouting crowd and maddening people around them, they somehow feel that all is lost. So probably that is another thing that had added to his depression. Sushant, you were too young, man. There was so much coming for you. You just delivered a hit like Chichore. What a movie. In the same movie, you kept repeating those dialogues which everybody's like voicing right now, कि जिंदगी में अगर कुछ सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट है तो वो है जिंदगी खुद. सुशांत, खुद तुमने ये बात कही, इतनी बार कही, इतना कन्विंसिंगली कही कि थिएटर में बैठे हुए इतने लोगों को विश्वास हो गया कि ये जो कह रहा है सही कह रहा है. तुमने खुद विश्वास नहीं किया उस बात पे. You just said and you forgot those lines. Come on, man, not done.
Manoj, you're hearing those lines from Chichore, echo out from your television screens right now. You also referred to what Sikandar Kher said in that very, very arresting video. You can't look away from the words and the emotion that Sikandar Kher has expressed, and I can't look away from the emotions that you've expressed right now, Manoj. But I want to ask you, Manoj, because you're in this industry, you knew Sushant, you've said very, very strong things just now. I want you to tell me, I want you to use this opportunity to tell me what do you think was going on? I mean, Sikandar says, stop talking about people behind their backs. Stop believing that everybody has, can handle certain issues and certain situations. Was there something specific that was bothering Sushant?
No, that is something that I have no idea about, because the last conversation which I had him was long time ago. But I mean, that's another paradox of life. In fact, I have been in this entire these 3 months which I was locked inside my house. I was writing a script, and 10 days back I was having a chat with my director who was supposed to. It's a huge film. It's a very big film, and we were just discussing the cast of the film. And for that particular character, my director and myself both, we just said one word at a time, that only Sushant Singh Rajput can justify this character. So in fact, I was planning to go to him and read out the script in a couple of days from now. He had a lineup of terrific films. So I really cannot understand that what went wrong and what made him so weak. So weak. Sushant and weak, these are two different things. I mean, I cannot see them coming on a common ground. I have met him, I have interacted him, I have seen the very wonderful side of him. I have seen that how he used to be jovial no matter what is going around. Yeah. And one thing everybody should know, because those people who have seen him from very close, only they can tell this. I have seen him not losing the values of being a Bihar ka ladka, the Patna boy. He never lost those values. He became a star. I mean, there were a frenzy, there were people around him, everything was there. But from within, not only from within, from the exteriors also, from his mannerism also, from his conduct also, he was a Bihari ladka. I have seen him कि crowd में लोग उससे मिलने आते हैं, autograph लेने, photograph लेने. अगर कोई senior walk in कर गया ना, he used to touch their feet. And I used to ask, मतलब, do you know this person? No, I don't know him. एक fan, अगर वो 50-60 साल का है, मैंने कितनी बार देखा है, पैर छूता था ये आदमी. तो he never lost the touch of being a hardcore Bihari, those values of being born in Bihar. So of course ये नुकसान सिर्फ इंडस्ट्री का नहीं है, ये नुकसान मेरे जैसे दोस्तों का भी है, ये नुकसान इस देश का है, और ये नुकसान बिहार का है जिसने अपना बेटा खो दिया.
It truly is a loss. I mean, this is exactly what I meant, Manoj, when I said that it feels personal, even to people who didn't know him at all. I didn't know Sushant. I have never interviewed him even as a journalist, but something felt very personal. He was a young Indian. His face was so familiar. I've seen a couple of his movies, including Chichore and M S Dhoni. What a wonderful actor who truly appealed all across. And I think I know what you mean when you say that he didn't lose any of those values that he was brought up with. Dr. Varkha Chulani, I want to come to you, ma'am. This is scary. From time to time, we get this view of the so-called dark side of Bollywood, where people, behind the success, behind those smiles, there is this unseen suffering. And, we've just been reminded of that, haven't we, ma'am, in such a horrifying way?
Absolutely. And that's what I think there's so much pretentiousness, and not only in Bollywood, I think, unfortunately, in our country. I think we've become an extremely superficial, pretentious country where everyone is trying to showcase how happy they are, how positive they are, and in the need to constantly keep posting, memories of their good times, Instagram, Facebook, etc. The entire facade is hiding something much more deeper and much more vulnerable. And what I'd like to just point out is that it's not about strength or weakness. And I think we need to actually get rid of both these kind of adjectives of strong and weak. It's about emotionality. And I think as a culture, India does not like to acknowledge that humans are emotional creatures. And I think the more we try and accept our humanness, which is we come to terms with our vulnerabilities, our susceptibilities, and do not define emotionality as a weakness, I think a lot of us will be able to drop our masks, drop our garb, and actually put ourselves out there. And as Sikandar Khair said, that we are so ashamed of saying, you know what, I feel vulnerable, I feel susceptible, I need to talk to someone, I want to, hold someone's hand, I need someone to lean on. Because if I actually articulate those aspects of what I need, I will usually come across as weak. So I think we need to completely abolish the term weakness and strength, because it is in the pretense of trying to be strong that is where we are possibly losing ourselves and losing touch with what it is that is really disturbing us. So I do believe that the more we get in touch with our emotions, with our soul, with how we feel, and we give ourselves a permission to express what we feel, and do not feel that we are going to constantly be judged, criticized, and constantly be perceived in a particular way, I think we will do ourselves and society a huge, huge favor.
Okay. Manoj, you know, you said that Sushant was a person who was always positive. He was always positive, and you know, that actually came across. You know, while one wonders about what may have been going on behind the scenes, I can't help thinking that he obviously felt there was no way out. He felt totally cornered, like you rightly pointed out. And I'm just wondering, was there nobody in this industry? He'd worked with so many people, I'm sure he had friends. Was there nobody who he could have reached out to? Because, you know, I think I join millions of fans, you know, when I ask, how could he have been so totally alone to take such a step, Manoj?
What I believe, I mean, this is not fact on any, this is not based on any fact files, but what I believe, that he must have tried reaching out to people. He must have tried in very faint terms. He must have expressed that what is going on within him. But we as the industry, and forgive me if I am talking against my industry, but we as Bollywood have become so thick-skinned, we do not entertain people opening up their hearts to us. We just think that, chal yaar, abhi aaj ka hai, kal theek ho jayega. So we have become like that. And as ma'am rightly used the word pretentious, so we are using fake smiles, we are using fake sensitivity, we are using fake sensibilities. We have totally stopped being actually sensitive. Kyunki जब हम ये बातें कर रहे हैं ना, and I'm listening to all these nonsense, pardon my language again, everybody's preaching life is a gift, he should not have given it up, life is precious, life is beautiful. अरे ये Pinterest वाले कोट तो सुशांत सिंह राजपूत ने भी पढ़े रहे होंगे यार. ये बोलने में बहुत अच्छा लगता है, life is a gift, life is precious. But जब कभी अपने दोस्तों को, अपने आसपास के लोगों को, इंडस्ट्री को, जो लोग उसके क्लोज रहे होंगे, he must have given signals. Nobody caught the signals, man.
You know, that's just horrifying. I mean, it makes it's a numbing feeling to feel that within a crowd you're completely alone, within a fraternity of people all with the same impulses, all trying to achieve the same thing, someone who seemed so outwardly positive as Sushant Singh Rajput felt so totally alone to be compelled to take his own life. The pandemic itself has, you know, afforded us this opportunity to put a spotlight on mental health, on people's isolation, on people's anxiety, but that has nothing to do with what Sushant Singh Rajput was feeling, because this is an isolation that compelled him to take his own life. A young star, a successful star, he had recently seen success, and on the face of it, there didn't appear to be any reason for him to take his own life. I'm going to play out some of the moments from Sushant Singh Rajput's life, and we're going to talk a little bit more about the dark side of Bollywood. That's after this break.
Hi everyone, Preeti Chaudhary here. Hope you like this video. For latest news and analysis, like and subscribe to the India Today YouTube channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated. Thank you for watching.